In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install the DSC controller in a 991.2 GT3 RS. This video is from about a year and a half ago when I was installing the DSC controller. I was waiting for version 3 that was going to take care of any of the issues with version 2 with the front axle lift system on the .2 GT3 RS. Porsche made a change on the front axle lift, what they were using in the .1 versus the .2. So we had to wait for version 3 so we didn't get any errors or anything on that. You can purchase these from DSC Controller directly, or you can buy it from another party. I happen to have a relationship with the folks at Dundon Motorsports, so I bought mine through Dundon. So let's just move that out of the way. Here's the controller here in the box. It's pretty simple. And what we're doing is we're essentially replacing the PASM, the stock PASM controller from Porsche. I think you probably have already read up and understand what this device will do. I don't know that I'm going to sit here and try to sound like I'm the expert on the DSC controller, what this thing does, other than to say that this is a more what do I want to call it, active suspension controller, as opposed to the PASM is more as a passive controller. So from the rebound rate of the suspension is more active with this device. I did have it on my 991.1 GT3 RS, and you could feel the difference, especially on the track, and especially when you press the sport button. So the difference between normal setting and sport setting is much more pronounced with the DSC controller. I found the car to be very flat and neutral in the turns. So, not that these cars roll much, but much flatter in the turns, which kept the car really stable and quick getting through the turns. Also found it really helpful on the mountain roads as well. Let's go ahead and watch me fumble getting this thing installed. The guy from DSC can do it in like 59 seconds, probably going to take me like 5 minutes. So let's get started with that. As you can see, this is the shelf in the back of the car here. So in the back of the RS, right, there's no seats back here. So the main thing here is if you pull this thing and you just kind of pinch it and kind of like a V and fold it up, and you can see that was really not hard to do, right? Complicated to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to identify where the current PASM controller is. So in the back here underneath this foam piece, it sits right under here. So you're going to see me lift up this foam, and then I'm going to reach in and grab the controller, and I'm just going to pull this out. I notice I folded it. I brought it out and folded it down like this here. We're going to take these connectors and we're going to pull these things off. I've watched people do this, and some do it and it's like really easy. Like, see, that one came off, and then I'm going to slide this one off, and I always forget the direction that they go. See, I told you this. Remember I said about 5 minutes? There we go. Got it moving. Come on, get it moving some more. Come on, guy. Damn. I always feel like I'm grabbing this in the wrong place. I must have like no hand strength here. All right, we're gonna try this here in a minute. Okay, after a few minutes of manipulating, it was really only 2 minutes after I stopped the video. Okay, I don't want you to think I've been in here for 3 hours. So anyway, I kind of manipulated that around. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my DSC Sport Controller here, and going to take this long end first. Of course, I'm probably not doing this at the best time of day. It is a little bit late in the day, so I'm losing a little bit of light. Snap that in. I'm going to take this other one, the other side, and hello. Snap that in. Remember, we're going to fold this back over like where the other one was. Slide it down in there. We're going to drop in the cushioning, the foam. I shouldn't say the cushioning, the foam. We're going to pop that down. Then we're going to take the carpet. We're going to get that back into place there. Ready to start it up, and then hopefully see over here in the gauge here where I'll activate the front axle lift, and we'll see the axle lift go up, and make sure we don't get any error messages or anything like that. Okay, so now we've got the car started up, and we're going to activate the front axle lift. Front end is being raised. Front end is raised. And then we're going to lower it. The front end is lowered, being lowered. And the front end is lowered. And then we're also going to activate the sport button as well in the suspension setting. Sport chassis selected. No error. Now we're going to turn the sport chassis off. Sport chassis normal selected. So that's it. The DSC controller is installed, and when I get out there cruising around in the mountains in a few weeks, we'll see how it works. So there you have it. Maybe a little bit of comedy as I'm installing the DSC controller in the RS. So if I can do it, I think anybody can do it. And I know that sounds kind of cliche because a lot of people say that when they fumble through this stuff, but this was my attempt at installing that. There's other videos out there showing the installation. The part that I struggle with was those connectors. There's probably something very simple to it, you know, where maybe you just have to be gentle and they just come out, where if you're being rough with it, it's a little harder, and you kind of saw me fumbling through that. That's really the only difficulty, getting in the back of the car, folding up the carpeting, flipping the thing out. All of that is relatively easy. It's those darn connections, easier to put on and lock than to take off. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned for some more. And as always, stay healthy and stay safe.